All right, the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell, he's just come out and said, hey, look, he's the best in the league. He's the best in the country. I got some high praises for one of his new coaches. And so we're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about what led to this and some interesting things that were said by Dan Campbell that can give us a little bit of a look, and even Brad Holmes, into what we might be doing coming up in the offseason as well, and a little bit more on one of our current coaches. That's a little bit of a red flag. Before we do that, hey, we're always looking to make a push for subs. We really don't talk about it much on this channel, but if you've yet to subscribe, go ahead and do that. We've been sitting in this 17,000 range for a little while, 16, 17. We want to make a push to 20,000 subs. That's even more legitimizes us. We want to be your go-to spot for Lions content. You know we're huge Lions fan. Hope you guys like the new background. We got the signed Hutch jersey. We got a signed Barry picture, Barry Hall of Fame football, like all this good stuff. I've had this stuff, but I'm like, you know what? This needs to be in the background all the time. All right, time for people to start seeing it. But without further ado, Dan Campbell has high praise for new Detroit Lions coaches, but one in particular. When he was talking most fired up about the addition of Williams, our defensive line coach, where he said, I think he is the best D-line coach in the league. If not, he's certainly right up there. So he's talking about that. He went on to talk about kind of his history. He has a short history with Williams. They were on the Miami Dolphins coaching staff for the 2015 season. So Campbell was the tight ends coach. Williams was the D-line coach. And so there actually were some matchups there where Campbell's trying to teach his tight ends how to block the defensive line, and then like they're mixing and matching. So yes, I know what you're thinking. Like, one is on the offense, one is on the defense. What do they know? He knows some stuff. He said, I think he knows how to develop. He's got experience in game planning, and he's going to be beneficial for our guys up front. But here's where the article kind of takes an interesting turn, and it has to do with Aaron Glenn. All right? Because we definitely overhauled our defensive coaching staff. And we have let go of Bly and Fox and John Scott Jr. We'll talk about why we did that in a little bit. But there's been some unique things. All right? Played a long time when talking about Detroit's secondary and bringing in Townsend. He said he played a long time. He coached a long time. He's going to be able to deliver exactly what Aaron Glenn wants on the back end. Now, by my estimation, Aaron Glenn has been here 3 years. All right? He's going into his fourth year. This will be our fourth defensive backs coach. Pleasant, Dre Bly, even Duker. So I guess you can say this is our fourth. And now we're bringing in Townsend. Okay, this is interesting. That's a lot of stuff. We also are letting John Fox part ways, who is just like a defensive assistant or something like that. I forget his exact title. All right. So we started talking about O'Neal, who we're bringing in as well. He said he's been a coordinator in this league. He has a wealth of experience. Those guys are going to be good for us defensively. Really help AG finish the vision of what we are looking for. Hold on. This is the first time in a long time I've heard Dan Campbell come out, and it was a little slip up, I think, and maybe he didn't mean it in this way. Maybe he did. Maybe he was trying to stay confident, but the truth came out like it always does with Dan Campbell. Really help AG finish the vision of what we're looking for. Yes, that is the job of coaches, so he probably meant nothing by it, but it does have some hints of AG isn't finishing what we're looking for. This coaching staff has moved a lot. I remember when we got rid of Pleasant in the middle of year 2 under Aaron Glenn, and the defense got better. So maybe the hope is that rearranging some of this will help again. But how much defensive coaching staff are you going to move around before you realize maybe it's just the guy in the chair, right? And then when Dan Campbell was asked, I appreciate the guys that were here. It just wasn't a fit. That's all he said when talking about the guys that they let go. That's it. All right, so now we're going to switch. We're we're gonna switch gears just a little bit for all of you. That's kind of how we want to run with this. All right, and there's a couple of honestly good fits. And one of them is a guy by the name of Darius Robinson. All right, he's out of Missouri, and he is just a guy where it's like, all right, let's look at who this guy is, because he could be available for us and play kind of unique role. So Darius Robinson, and this is the reason I'm saying this, is he might be available with the 29th pick as an edge rusher. He, with the addition of our new defensive line coach, it might be showing kind of what our plan is with the defensive line. There is a chance that Brad Holmes could go out and sign a big-name free agent. There's no doubt about that. There's absolutely a chance. But if he believes he's got one of the best D-line coaches in the business coming in, then maybe what it is we're going to develop the guys we have, the Josh Pascals of the world, the James Houstons of the world, and we're going to go draft a young defensive end that looks like they have some serious skill, and we're going to see what we did with them. This is a guy who put together 8.5 sacks last year, 29 tackles. That's a lot for a defensive lineman. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you, because at that size, the way in which he kind of ekes out to get that many sacks while also doing that is pretty impressive. Furthermore, if you look at his PFF grades, pass rush grade is a 78, which is good. Run defense grade is an 81.4, which is very good, right? But here's the thing that I look at. All right, pass rush win rate, true pass rush grade. All of these he grades very, very high, and he was consistent every game. Didn't matter who he was playing against, he was good. All right, so we're going to talk more about this guy. All right, we're going to definitely talk more about this guy and how he could be a fit. But I think what I want to go back toward, I want to go back towards something else that's just a little bit different for me. And it is talking about these coaches and what happened to them. It's very interesting to me to see the changes that are happening, but we just continue to say, all right, don't worry about it. Aaron Glenn, you're all good. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think this is a make or break year for Aaron Glenn. I really do. And I think either he gets, if the Lions defense turns the corner, he gets a promotion to head coach probably, right? If they don't, I think they let him go. I know they love AG. I know he was voted as the most popular defensive coordinator by the players because the players absolutely love him. But eventually, if your defense continues to not produce, and if it's the defense that is the reason this team isn't winning games, can't keep it going. So anyways, those are just some of the things I wanted to talk about. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Really excited about the new coaching hires. I think they can help a ton. I just hope they're in a system where they can thrive. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe. See you on the next one.